Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg Jones with Engine Builder. Today we are outside of Atlanta, Georgia, checking out Powerstroke Specialist. We're going to be talking with shop owner Michael Heath about the shop. These guys do everything with diesel as well as gas engines. They're a machine shop as well, so they do a little bit of everything. They even do the complete vehicle stuff in terms of repair and maintenance work too. So let's go talk with Michael and check out what these guys do. Come on.
No shortcuts, no substitutes, no compromises. Great racers and engine builders choose Driven Racing Oil.
All right, guys, so here we are inside Powerstroke Specialist Atlanta, joined by shop owner Michael Heath. Michael, pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks so much for giving us a little bit of time to check out everything you guys are doing here.
It's no problem.
We're going to walk around the shop here in a second, but before we do, if you could just tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself and how you got into this industry and how the shop came to be.
Well, I started off in the military.
Okay.
2005 to 2009, I was a diesel and hydraulic mechanic there.
Oh, very cool.
And then
very cool.
after
Thank you for your service.
No problem. Yeah. Then I got out, and then I got a job at Ford. I worked there for a couple of years, and then just started passing out business cards and whatnot. Just built up until I had too much work at home to where I couldn't go to work at Ford.
Yeah.
That's basically
everything
else just grew from there.
So very good.
Bought this property in 2015.
Okay.
I built this shop myself, did all the grading and everything also. And then in 2019, I bought another business's machines, so all the equipment.
Yeah. That's not too often you see folks in the diesel space also have the machining capabilities. There's a number of folks that do, but majority don't. They got to kind of farm some of the machine work out.
Yeah, it's incredibly rare because we do the tuning and everything. Pretty much anything that has to do with a Powerstroke, we do it all.
It's A to Z. You guys are able to do it here.
And anything you need, any parts, anything.
Yeah. Very good.
So, and that's why I bought the machines years ago too, is I was tired of having to deal with other shops, doing the machining, getting stuff back, it being done wrong.
Right.
And just, so I decided to just buy it so I could just do it all myself and make sure it was right.
Yeah, very good. So obviously, Powerstroke's the stuff that you guys specialize in. On the diesel side, will you get into any other platforms, or is it just the Powerstroke?
We do a decent amount of Cummins also.
Okay.
There's one sitting right there.
Yeah, nice.
But primarily the niche and the idea is to specialize in the Powerstrokes, know them in and out, where every single bolt goes, everything.
Yeah.
We can disassemble these engines, and you could pick a bolt out of a bin, show it to me, and I could tell you where it went.
Yeah.
Which truck it went to, 67, 64, 60, whatever, where it went.
Nice.
And a lot of other shops, they'll try to do everything. And I found that it's a little bit harder.
Sure.
More difficult with inventory, everything. If you have one niche and everybody knows it, like these are the guys to go to.
Yeah.
I just found that's, to me, the better way to go.
Yeah, very cool. And then, as I was saying, with the machine work capability, you guys get into some of the gas stuff as well.
We do. We've got a block on the CNC right now. It's a 460 that I believe we're stroking. Rusty would probably know. Rusty, what's that engine going to? 80 over, and it's going to be what, a 557. 557.
Okay.
That I think he's going to put in a jet boat.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, we do. We have capabilities of being able to do any of the engines. It's just primarily focuses on the Powerstrokes.
Yeah, very cool.
Driven Racing Oil's GP1 Nitro 70. Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts across the world. Driven takes legendary base oils, such as the ones from Brantford, Pennsylvania, which comprise our GP1 line. Then, we boost that superior base oil with state-of-the-art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti-wear protection, but can shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by methanol or nitro-based fuels. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following us on Facebook or Instagram at Driven Racing Oil, or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
Well, Michael, at this point, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'll let you kind of just walk us around and showcase some of the different things you guys have here in the shop, and I'll chime in with some questions as we go.
All right.
To start, how many square feet do you guys have? And then, obviously you got a couple people helping you out too.
5,000.
Okay.
It's a little messy right now. Kind of caught me off guard here a little
All
bit.
good. Yeah, you guys are busy.
We're a heavy end truck shop and everything also though. So, when you go back and forth, it's just difficult to keep everything spick and span all the time.
Yeah.
But we can start going this way.
Okay. So machine shop side.
We have the vat, and then our roller valve grinding stuff that hasn't been used in a while because mostly haven't been doing heads as much lately. Primarily we've been doing mostly engine blocks and short blocks for rebuilds. There's another shop in Alabama, we do a lot of short blocks for them.
Okay.
Here's a cylinder head though that we did do. We also have the capability of cutting the O-ring in it.
Yeah.
So that's something that not a lot of shops,
right.
Not a lot of other
Well,
shops
and that's
are able to do.
becoming a popular procedure for
Yeah,
for the
we've been
horsepower
doing
and
that
stuff.
for over 10 years. Now it's becoming basically standard.
Yeah.
To have, especially on the 6.0s, to have that.
Have that done.
Yeah, to have that done.
Yeah.
And then we move over here. I got the honing machine.
Yeah, you got a few Rottlers here.
Yeah,
Nice.
everything's Rottler.
Yeah.
Except for obviously the vat and then my lathes.
Okay.
And mill.
Yeah.
And then this is that 460 that's going to end up, what do you say, 557
Yeah.
stroked. And this is the
You guys are opening up quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
said you said
yeah.
80 over.
80 over. And one of the cylinders isn't even really, we might have to go 100.
Yeah.
But according to research that he's done, these old 460s can go like 120 and stuff.
Oh wow.
Apparently. So
Nice.
we'll
Got-
try it
got
out. I
some
mean,
room.
it's an experiment thing anyway. So
Yeah.
if it don't work, just a little R&D.
Right.
Try to test out, see how far it can go.
Yeah. So this will surface and bore and do a few different
Right.
things.
I use this for the surfacing, which this got a fresh surface on it just a minute ago.
Yeah.
And then boring, I can line bore, lifter bore. We can go back over here to the mode select. And this will show you all the features that it can do.
Yeah.
Cylinder bore, line bore, lifter bore, mill,
Yeah.
Nice. All of it.
I'm sure that
And then
comes
I
in
also
handy.
use that for cutting the O-ring and the cylinder heads also.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So this is a busy machine then.
This one stays running pretty constant. Actually, it went down not long ago, and I ended up having to figure out what was wrong with it. Rottler wanted to upgrade it to an F69 and wanted to charge me like 70 grand. And I ended up figuring out what was wrong with it,
Yeah.
and I fixed it for like $2,500. So
Nice.
that
Nice.
saved a chunk of money for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, nice.
So and then we can migrate over towards the truck shop.
Well, here before we do, you got a couple blocks
okay.
and different heads and things just kind of in the queue. It looks like. What's kind of here?
Just a lot of cores.
Okay.
Stuff that just needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Some of it's no good. Some of it is.
Okay.
They just everything just kind of got stacked up.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff over here I was experimenting with that didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, just basically a bunch of cores over here.
Okay. Very good.
I need to go back and pick through it and see what's
all there.
is good.
Yeah.
I just everything gets stacked up and stacked up and stacked up.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
So.
All right, and then this is the truck side of the shop.
Right. Which we're doing 6.0 and that. The customer, he just wanted to reseal it. The bed plate was leaking really bad.
Okay.
But I'll probably put some new mains in it Everything else on this block was in pretty good shape,
Yeah.
considering mileage, but he just didn't have the money to just put a whole new engine in it. So
Sure.
we're just going to, it's a la carte around here. Yeah, I don't make people do anything that they don't want to do or if they don't have the money to do it. So
Sure.
it'll run great. There's nothing wrong with it. We'll reseal it all up, put it back in, and he'll be good to go.
Nice.
And then over there, we just got, he's doing some ball joints on this.
So how much of your work on the truck side is engine work versus regular maintenance or repair?
It's 99% engine work.
Okay.
The only reason why this is being done, we're doing these ball joints, is because this is kind of a friend of mine.
Okay.
Generally speaking, unless it's that right there,
Right.
we're not. I don't mess around with it too much.
Yeah, it's got to be more engine related.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, we just, I like to stick in that niche.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And not that you can't make money with this, but obviously it's a lot more with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Michael, obviously you were talking about the 6.0, 6.4, 6.7, maybe even the 7.3. Do you get into all of it? Do you guys see, some more of those engines than others?
It seems to come in cycles.
Yeah.
Like it seems like for a month or two we'll work on nothing but 7.3s, and it'll be nothing but 6.0s, then 6.4s, then 6.7s. I've never been able to explain that.
Yeah, you're not the first person that's said that. It just kind of
It's the weirdest
comes in
thing.
waves like that, right?
It does.
Yeah.
For some reason, it seems uncommon that we have just like a total mixture of everything.
Right.
It's usually one group,
Yeah.
and there's no way to explain it. It makes no sense whatsoever. But,
Yeah.
like right now, we just got off of a 6.7 wave not long ago. We put in several 6.7 engines, fuel systems and stuff. Right now, probably primarily 6.0s.
Okay.
So 6.4s will probably be coming next.
Yeah. And then when you guys are doing engine work, what was it kind of the common things you guys are seeing in terms of maybe fixes or just components that you guys are commonly replacing?
We do a lot of engines,
Yeah.
and most of that has to do with the fact that I have all the machines.
Yeah.
So even when certain things come in, like in this particular scenario where the bed plate's leaking, where you basically have to have the entire engine
Do you
torn
want to
down.
go back over there just as you're explaining it?
So the bed plate gasket, and these 6.0s, this is an incredible design. The whole cradle is the main caps.
Yeah.
Instead of having each individual cap, which makes it, in my opinion, 1,000 times stronger.
Right.
But it's got these strips, and I don't know where the old ones went, but probably already thrown in the trash.
Yeah.
But they'll leak.
Yeah.
And the only problem with it is you have to have front cover, rear cover. You basically have to have the entire engine torn down, and obviously this is considered the main cap, so
Right.
you're even exposing the crankshaft to be able to replace that.
Right.
In this case, most of the time I go ahead and try to sell a whole new engine for liability reasons, which I don't really have any trouble out of it, but a lot of other people seem to.
Yeah.
But also too, like I think this truck's already got, 275,000 or so on
Yeah,
it.
it's been well used. Yeah.
So, if you get all the way down to this to replace these $10 gaskets, most of the time it's better just going to put a new engine in it.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of sales off of that because I have the machines running a lot. When people come in here and they see it, people always like new metal. It's new shiny metal sells.
Right.
So we do a lot of engines.
Yeah.
But fuel systems in the 6.7s, those are really common. 6.4s, anything.
Yeah.
They blow up. Head gaskets not quite as common as the 6.0, but head gaskets, fuel systems, turbos. The 6.4 is an incredible engine as far as power goes. Nothing is going to touch it. If you're talking about just bone stock, all you can do is tune it. Nothing's outrunning the 6.4.
Yeah.
But they're if you don't stay on top of them, maintain them constantly, they can be
troublesome.
They can be quite.
Yeah.
They can get quite expensive for sure.
Yeah. Very good.
So that's what we're doing with that, and then right now we got this
Yeah, I
1929
noticed this.
in
Yeah,
here.
we don't want to ignore that. This thing's pretty cool.
That we picked up not long ago. I actually purchased it.
Okay.
And it's basically, it's just like I got it. We just pushed this thing in the other day.
And this thing's even got the original engine in there? And
Yeah,
everything?
the original engine.
Wow.
You know, these pistons, they were really, really heavy. They were made out of steel, not aluminum.
Yeah.
And I like, just looking at this, I think back to like 1929. Like, how did they even make this? You know, knowing the technology and everything that we have now, it's very easy to say, you know, like, we can do it now, but back then, you know, and they were really innovative too. You know, like you got the exhaust manifolds, how it's got these
little
fins coming up to dissipate the heat and everything.
Wow.
You know, very, very neat stuff. And this car, I'm very convinced, is pretty much untouched. The only thing I think that happened is they reupholstered the two front seats. Other than that, you know, you can really tell by wear and whatnot that.
So where did you pick this up?
Out of South Carolina.
Okay.
But yeah, they used to wood. You know, the floors were made out of wood.
Yeah.
And everything. It's very.
Neat.
But you can see how, I mean, stuff was built really good back then. I mean, look how good this door closes and everything.
Yeah.
It's almost 100 years old.
Yeah.
That latch works better than most of the new cars that we deal with.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm excited to get this thing.
So the idea is you're doing a full restoration on it type of thing? Or are you going to keep it kind of...
I was going to do the patina thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just get it running so that I could, you know, take it up to the grocery store or whatever. You know, just... pal around town in it.
And are you going to try to do anything with the engine there, or are you going to replace it with something else?
I was going to keep it stock.
Okay.
The only thing I thought about that I may do is if I get a flathead V8, which they started at in 32, I would probably put the flathead V8 in it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I definitely want to keep like the old flathead. These engines are crazy too. I'll show you the combustion chamber. They were only like 3.5 or 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Like almost amazing that they could even run.
Yeah, or power a car, right?
The combustion chamber on it is gigantic. Let's see, where's that head at? Here it is over here, I'll grab it. Yeah, when you know, when you look at compared to nowadays, I mean, you see that combustion chamber. It's just huge.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's almost amazing that it would even run.
Yeah.
I thought about cutting, you know, maybe 100,000s, 200,000s, which it probably only would pick up, you know, a half a ratio. But my worry also would be is if I built too much compression, you know, what would the bottom end do on that thing?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's definitely neat looking back at that really old stuff.
Yeah.
And how they were able to do it, and how much they didn't know compared to what we know now.
For sure.
The strokes are really, really long. All the parts are heavy, huge combustion chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild stuff.
4.2 to 1.
Yeah, 4.2 to 1.
Wow.
I mean, that's like the minimum on anything now is what, like 8?
Right.
That's pretty much the minimum for anything.
Very cool. So Michael, how, you know, you guys got a decent, you said 5,000 square feet in this building. You know, how many trucks will you guys have in here at any given time?
For the most part, most cases, there's going to be a cab off like that one on both lifts.
Okay.
And then just, you know, like if there's something behind it, something quick, you know, pop an injector in or...
So having 3 vehicles in there is kind of what it fits comfortably.
Yeah, you know, I used to have a bunch of storage, a bunch of racks and everything over here, but I moved all that outside.
Okay.
To try to open up some space.
Yeah.
Just to be able to move around because it gets crowded in here.
Yeah.
You know, this is 10 years of acquiring stuff, is kind of hoard stuff a little bit too, and yeah, that's why all these blocks and stuff. You know, most people throw this stuff away, but it comes in handy for me a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many times with stuff that I've collected over the years that you know, just the other day we needed a fuel line for a 7.3 that was discontinued at Ford. You know, I go out there to my little honey hole and bam, you know, we're able to find it out.
Yeah, nice.
this guy's truck is, almost obsolete, but I had just so happened to have it sitting out there.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
a pain dealing with it and moving it around and, getting around with it, but
Sure.
It comes in handy a lot.
Yeah. Definitely easier than having to go hunt down a part that doesn't isn't in production anymore.
Or try to go over to a junkyard or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to do stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
have time for it. But
Right.
when I've got it sitting here, it works out good for the customers a lot.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Michael, we appreciate you showing us around. What you guys are doing on the truck side of things as well as on the machine shop side of things. I'll leave you with this question, just kind of forward thinking. You've been in business 10 years now. What's kind of the next couple of years look like for the shop? Is there stuff you guys want to do with any new machines or capabilities, or just anything else on the diesel side?
Possibly. I was thinking about one of the newer Holland CNC machines that Roller's got.
Yeah.
I think they guarantee it within a 10,000. And then also, I was just looking at a piece of property over on another building.
Okay.
That's 15,000 square feet.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But I probably do that with somebody else also.
Yeah.
Somebody that does gas.
Okay.
So then I'll have the machines diesel, and then they do
Yep.
gas.
Yep.
Kind of make it just expand it a little bit better.
Yeah. Nice.
So for sure.
Very cool. Well, Michael, again, we appreciate the time. Thanks
Yeah.
for showing us around.
Thanks for coming by.
Guys, that's been this episode of Shop Takeover. If you guys do have questions for Michael about what they're doing here at Powerstroke Specialist Atlanta, make sure you drop that stuff down in the comments and we'll be sure to pass it on. Otherwise, again, we appreciate you watching, and make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more great engine content. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.